Have you ever heard the term "G'day mate"? Well, now you have. "G'day mate" is most commonly used in the Australian culture, and it is oftenly used. The Australian culture is very unique and diverse. Today, I'm going to inform you about 3 important aspects of their culture. First, their communication. Second, their laws. And third, their religion. Knowing information will help us to plan our next visit to Australia. I found interesting and credible sources to help gather your information today. First, let's get into communication. Communication in Australia, according to Cultural Atlas, is very direct and laid back, which is kind of controversy, right? Laid back and direct. Well, this is how they do it. First, Australians are typically more chill. They go with the flow and they take it easy, but also they love to be honest to people. So whenever they are communicating, they are going to be direct and honest about some things, but they do it with some humor. That's their trick. They are funny about specific and important things that they want to talk about. They also can control their accent. Whenever they're hanging out with a group of their friends, they tend to have a stronger accent, which is very interesting because whenever they are in a formal conversation, they have less of an accent. It's because of the slang words that they use, specifically a slang word as "G'day mate." Well, according to Roger Timbrock, an expert traveler with an Australian heritage, mate is a very friendly term, but is actually more male-oriented. Guys typically use it to other guys, but it's a very friendly word. They use it in a number of ways, like welcoming somebody, actually avoiding a fight. They just use it in lots of situations to keep it friendly. But another way that they use communication is swear words. It actually helps them feel more comfortable when communicating with people. It helps situations turn into a more informal situation whenever they do use slang words so that they can communicate and they feel more comfortable communicating whenever they do use swear words. Swear words are a lot less censored in the Australian country. While communication in Australia is very interesting, so is a specific law. According to Experience Oz, the #1 destination site in Australia, the Australian citizens are required to vote. Little did I know that if they did not vote, they would be initially fined $72. Australians are required to participate in voting elections, and they have to stay politically active and informed. While knowing this law is very interesting, it's kind of crazy to think about that they have to vote. What if they don't have a day to go out and vote? Well, they have to make time because they are required unless they do want to pay a fine. While this law is extremely interesting, the religion aspect of the Australian culture is very interesting as well. In our class, atheism was the most popular religion found, while in Australia, Christianity is the most common religion. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, they found that Christianity is the leading religion, which I think is true in a lot of countries as well. But 86% of the religious people in Australia are Christians. Most religious people are Christians in the Australian culture, and it is very unique of Australia, Australians to be Christians, considering they also are less censored and use more swear words. I found that very interesting. Well, I could go on for days about the Australian culture. It's just so unique and diverse. I eventually have to stop. But I really enjoyed learning about the Australian culture, about their interesting laws and their communication and their religion. I hope that you learned something from this. I know that I definitely did, especially that they are required to vote in Australia. It's kind of crazy. Does that make you want to move there, or does it make you kind of want to stay here? Do you like having the ability to not be involved in political things, or would you like to be required? It's honestly a lot to think about, but knowing these facts definitely make me want to learn more about Australia and to definitely travel there one day. Thanks for listening.